My daughter is a mukbanger. I'm very new to Reddit, so pardon me if I don't do this correct. I am very concerned about my daughter's sudden weight gain. She's been taking place in what's called a mukbang, which is where people online film themselves eating large amount of food for views.
Wait,
my daughter
isn't a mukbang? That's a different, that all word has another meaning to it, right? Like on X videos, mukbang? Is that, or am I thinking of something else?
has always enjoyed eating food, but in an amount that
Maybe I'm thinking of a different thing.
was considered normal. When she was younger, she was more active and would dance and go to the gym with me. However,
You're right. Bukake. That's I was like, wait a second. When eating is your full-time job. Video by Kiana. We're gonna move on. Dochertery, something like that.
Oh my God.
We live in a world now where eating food on camera is a literal job for people. It's a career path for people.
Hey, yo, I'm about to eat 4 pussy all by myself. Let's get it, baby.
But of course, this little eating show economy, this little mukbang economy, has some major issues.
Mukbang is a social media trend that has caught fire. Eating a large amount of food on camera, it's become a lucrative way for content creators to rack up followers, ads, and brand deals. But it all comes at a price.
Han Xiaoting died while doing an extreme mukbang challenge.
Yo, I'm about to start doing this shit. That's easy. You just don't eat for 2 days. Don't eat for 2 days before, and then you just go crazy. And then you don't eat for another day after that. And then you just chill. You can't be doing them back to back to back to back, but you can do them like once a week type shit.
Which involved eating for more than 10 hours nonstop every day.
Yum, yum. Can you say yum?
I don't know what to do. I'm almost out of time, and I don't want to die.
There is so much I want to talk about.
I wasn't supposed to laugh right there.
Today. Eating on camera as a job and all the workplace hazards that come along with that, including already some
10 hours nonstop? God damn.
deaths. The mukbangers whose health is clearly visibly at risk and those who are, not so obvious. The fact that some governments have already considered banning mukbangs as a public health threat. And the flip side, the absurdity and potential issues that come along.
That Wingstop look good, boy.
Along with watching people eat as a literal hobby now. But before we do all that, a quick overview. If you don't know what a mukbang is, it's people eating a meal on camera. And as it normally happens, it's a big old pile of food. Now, the mukbang genre has expanded a lot lately, and I feel like there are lots of different ways to mukbang. You do have some people who are just kind of like tasting things. Does that count as a mukbang? I'm not totally sure. But as we were discussing it, we're really talking about people who are showing up and eating a big old pile of food on camera, which is basically the majority anyway. I did an hour-long video on mukbang like years and years ago, but back then mukbangs were mostly all on YouTube and they were all long form. They have evolved an awful lot since then. They're mostly short form now, at least from what I've seen. And short form content has changed mukbangs and not—
I can't do this shit, bro. I take it back. This shit looks so fucking sick.
Necessarily for the better.
Eating in the car so my family doesn't ask for any.
Wow. Many of the most successful mukbangs—
She rage baiting. Why is she doing that? Why is she dipping the other end of the cookie in the milk and then biting the dry side? She trying to rage bait.
Are now rage baits, like what you just saw. They make it onto TikToks For You page because they are stuff. Because they're gross, because they're weird, because they're over the top. You keep watching because they're so disturbing that they are annoying. And like the ones I just showed you, they were extreme examples. I used to think that that was kind of like all mukbangs were on TikTok. But after researching this video, I found a whole little world.
Look at her nails.
That I still find.
What the fuck?
You're gonna want to make sure you're sitting down for this one. For example, this girl. She is getting millions of views per video, 2.8 million followers on TikTok.
Wow, that's seasoning, you guys. Some ranch.
And I'm not sure that she's—
Bro, can you imagine what her shits are like? Oh my God. Oh my God, bro. Terrible.
Rage baiting intentionally, but something about her content makes me want to throw myself through a wall. Maybe some of you guys have the same experience. Yeah, see, maybe it's this, maybe it's the sauce, maybe it's the size of the bites. Maybe it's her staring into your eyes while she does it. I don't know, but I don't like it. I do think that the sauce thing, it's kind of her signature thing, I think. And it's definitely part of the problem. So yeah, this whole thing is called
Yeah, she got jizz on her mouth. That's the appeal.
rage bait for me.
She got to get that white sauce shot.
But it's a pretty subjective example of rage bait. Other accounts are much less subtle. Many TikTokers have taken to making you angry in much more obvious ways, such as enraging you by making such questions.
Now, I don't think you need to be getting into this niche of content creation when you're that heavy.
Questionable health choices that it literally pisses you off. And the first person that comes to mind for that is a TikTok creator by the name of James Bola.
So today we're gonna eat.
These people is literally trying to end themselves, bro.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
This nigga out of breath counting to 4, bro. Stop! Stop it! He's out of breath counting to 4. He ain't even doing nothing. He just counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's like, goddamn, nigga, shit, maybe don't eat all this ramen, bro. You can't even count to 5 without getting out of breath.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. 50 maruchanas.
Look at his teeth. Oh my God.
James has almost 500K
What the fuck is that?
followers and is succeeding on TikTok by triggering you. His thing is making the audience angry by eating an excessive amount of usually noodles. He does dabble in other stuff, but he's mostly about the noodles. You can see here we have what appears to be a cat litter box full of instant noodles. Then James will proceed to eat these noodles in front of the camera for like 5 full minutes straight while moaning. And this works, and it works well. This next video has 18 million views.
Wow.
Dude, we're gonna make a little snack because we're waiting for my DoorDash to get here. Since it's me like 35 minutes for
This nigga say he waiting on his DoorDash. Nah, fam. Bro about to make 5 noodles. 5 noodle packs talking about, you know what I'm saying, this is just a little appetizer as I wait on my DoorDash to get here.
So we're gonna eat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bulldog noodles carbonara. A little snack. Moo.
Now, obviously, making a little snack while waiting for your DoorDash is problematic. But that little snack piece, it kind of just
Nah, I be eating a little snack when I'm waiting for my Uber Eats too, but it usually be something like a granola bar or some shit like that. You feel me?
to the next level, because it's already frustrating seeing him eat like this, being obviously extremely and dangerously overweight. But that little snack thing, it's like the straw that pushed him to 18 million views. 5 Bomba Clot noodles as a snack. He knew someone had to step up.
Wait. I gotta hear her say that again. 5 what now?
Views. 5 Bomba Clot noodles as
That was funny. 5 Bomba Clot noodles?
snack. He knew someone had to step up after
Nah, her name is Chanel. 5 Bomba Clot noodles, camarana. A little snack. Lord of mercy. Something like that. That's how she should have said it.
Ricardo retired. The heavy breathing, hello. We're all just worried about you at this point, and I've only known you for about 5 minutes. Now James is kind of trolling us. He's using his situation to his advantage. He starts every video with mood.
Mood today for breakfast. I felt like having something sweet, and this is all I had, so.
He is self-aware about what is getting these views, but as much as he's trolling us, he's also trolling himself.
Bro, just eating, can't you get like sick from that? Just eating raw cookie dough?
Because he appears to be genuinely eating.
What do they call that? Salmonella poisoning? You can get salmonella poisoning, I think, from raw cookie dough.
All of this food. It's a disturbing situation. It's hard to watch.
I was trying to make it a little bit healthier by just like adding some keto whipped cream.
He's posting literally constantly, sometimes more than once a day, and there is quite clearly a
On God though, Don, you soft if you never ate raw cookie dough. Nigga, I ain't never had cookie dough in my house. You soft? Why you got cookie dough in your house, nigga? That sounds like some soft nigga activities. If I go over my boy's house and he just got cookie dough in his fridge, I'd be like, bro, you good? Huh? You gonna get your nails done next? What's that?
Genuine problem here. But like Nikocado in the past, he now has like a trail of people following him around, essentially paying his bills for self-destruction. People
Niggas can't make treats. Ah, shit, Ray. Ray's like, so what, niggas can't make treats now?
are in the comments.
This is why niggas don't live as long as women, bro. Cause we be like not allowing ourselves to enjoy, you know, nice shit in life just because it's gay, bro. You feel me? Nigga, you know how many times I passed up on a straw because I was like, nah, I can't be sipping from no straw out in public. That shit gay. Burn my fucking mouth. Hot ass coffee. My wife's like, you should have used a straw. And I'm like, nah.
Comments, annoyed, disturbed, concerned, but it really all just feeds into James's success on TikTok. And that is the most twisted thing about this mukbang niche. Issues with food are being incentivized. It has actually never—
You drink coffee with a straw? Girls do. Girls drink coffee with straws all the time, bro. You can't be a man and drink coffee with a straw, though.
Never been a better time to make questionable health choices. And James is a really obvious situation. You take one look at this case and you're like, okay, well, this isn't right. But I feel like for every James who the situation is completely obvious, there are probably 10 more who you can't see, who maybe look like the picture of health, but have who knows what going on behind closed doors. And it's not everyone, to be clear. I mean, some people are probably like, yeah, I just didn't want to work my shitty retail job anymore, and I figured I could eat food. But that's the thing, you really just can't tell. And there are definitely people who look like the picture of health, but are really monetizing something that is super, super destructive to them. Here is your typical short form TikTok mukbang, okay? If a person in their car, always in their car for some reason, eating a face-sized burrito.
Look how big this is.
This
is actually crazy.
Or a sickening amount of sauce.
Sauce and no sauce.
Or an absolute stack of deep fried—
I wonder, what is it? What is it that is like in the human psychology that makes these videos compelling to watch? It's like, I just want to watch this person eat this food, bro. Like, what is that? What is that?
this or
because I can't even lie, bro. I'm not a mukbang watcher, but I've watched some Matt Stone videos, bro. You know what I'm saying? Where niggas is eating mountains of fucking food in like 10 minutes. Like, what is that? Is it just the sheer spectacle? What? I don't know. I think there's something more to it, though.
Noodle that. Like,
you can taste it through the video.
Succeed at making mukbang your full-time thing, your day at the office is kind of weird. And the more you grow—
Matt is different, though. Yeah, you're right. He's like a professional speed eater. I guess that's a whole different thing. But still, it's kind of like related.
Like, the more ambitious you are, the more precarious of a position you find yourself in. And I think this next mysterious Reddit post sums up the situation quite well. My daughter is a mukbanger. I'm very new to Reddit, so pardon me if I don't do this correct. I am very concerned about my daughter's sudden weight gain. She's been taking place in what's called a mukbang, which is where people online film themselves eating large amount of food for views.
Wait,
my daughter
isn't a mukbang— that's a different— that all word has another meaning to it, right? Like on X videos, mukbang? Is that, or am I thinking of something else?
has always enjoyed eating food, but in an amount that
Maybe I'm thinking of a different thing.
that was considered normal. When she was younger, she was more active and would dance and go to the gym with me. However,
Oh, you're right. Bukake. That's I was like, wait a second.
1.5 years ago, I noticed a change. She used to go out and get unhealthy food once or twice a week to film for her TikTok. Her dad and I were okay with this since she would only eat half and give the rest to us. However, recently she's been ordering a significant amount of food and eating it all almost every day a week. According to her, her fans enjoy watching her eat and donate money so she can buy more food. I'm very concerned about her health mentally and physically, especially since she has gained a significant amount of weight in the last few months. she no longer dances and instead films multiple mukbangs a day so that she can continue to eat more food and
multiple
make more money. We have
day.
expressed our concern to her about TikToks and her eating habits, yet she insists that she's not being unhealthy. What do I do? But that's the thing about mukbangs. For many creators, they're not just one of those taste test mukbangers. They're not just eating one little thing and then moving on. It's never a salad. It's usually a platter, a pile of food.
God damn, bro.
You can imagine this exact same scenario taking place in households across the world. Person starts mukbanging, they have success at mukbanging, so they start taking it seriously. They go from doing it a few times a week to doing it every single day. But putting in more hours in the office means gigantic Wingstop orders and buying this thing for your car. Any way you slice it, it is kind of a weird way to live your life. Are there ways to do it that are not problematic? I assume. Is it better than working some retail job that you absolutely loathe? Probably.
Probably, yeah.
Like, can you imagine telling some medieval peasants that in the future, people are gonna have this job? Like, I'm sure some people are like eating food on camera. Hell yeah, I'll do that. That sounds great. But that doesn't mean that it doesn't come with some serious issues. If you wanna show your daughter what her life might be like in 15 years, watch My 600 Pound Life Season 9, Episode 1, Samantha Story. About 15 minutes in, she starts talking about eating online for people, but never directly says anything about mukbanging.
My life is so miserable now because I've let my weight get so out of control that I'm barely functioning.
Now, I doubt that mukbang,
bro, so much body
would take you that far, but there are certainly some parallels. Except that most mukbangers that I've seen are not unhealthily overweight. Most of them are healthy looking, thin even. And this is something we'll talk about soon. But anyway, if you keep reading through that thread, a lot of
I feel like that's the fucking key, bro. Is you gotta, if you're a dude, you gotta be swole and in good shape, or if you're a chick, you gotta be skinny. And then you do the mukbang and shit. The contrast is just like compelling. But I think when is someone super fat, obviously very fat people also successfully do the mukbanging thing, but I feel like, you know, that's when people are like, this shit gonna kill you.
We're commenting saying that this is like a weird RP of a creator named Jellybean Sweets. Jellybean Sweets went viral on TikTok in 2024 for eating voraciously. People noticed that Jellybean's content went from dance videos to doing daily fast food mukbangs. Not only that, but as she started to have success, she started occasionally doing twice a day content, which resulted in people calling her the next Nikocado. If you don't know who that is, it's beyond the scope of this video. But she was posting 2 fast food mukbangs on the same day. She was known for piling the
Listen,
food.
I think we all know what it's like to pig out, bro. You know what I'm saying? A day, you just eat too fucking much, bro. You just eat a bunch of bullshit. That should be putting you into bed. You know what I'm saying? You got to sleep it off. We all know what that's like. Shit, even just Thanksgiving, Christmas type dinner, you know what I'm saying? You know what that's like. To be doing that shit every fucking day, bro? Hell nah, man.
Food high with sauces, just knowing that all these hate views and comments and concern are just making her more money. So she's in this situation where she's now eating more and more and more and more to capitalize on her success. And at that point, people start accusing her of having an addiction. Jellybean at that point seemed to be visibly gaining a bit of weight. All the comments were people suddenly worried that she was actually headed toward a Samantha's Story-esque outcome. However, it's been like a year and Jellybean turned out just fine. She clearly did not have an addiction. She was just making content. And that looks like an addiction. Such is the life of a mukbanger. Looks like an unhealthy addiction to fast food is just your job. But not everyone is quite so lucky. There have now been 3 official deaths connected to mukbang. Seriously, people have already died doing this or connected to doing this. Waffler69, Dongs Apatang, Effican Culture, and Pan Xiaoting have all died from mukbang related complications. Except for Pan Xiaoting. That actually turned out to be a weird internet hoax. Horror as extreme eater dies during live stream of 10-hour food. A 24-year-old live streamer died while broadcasting a 10-hour food binge on cake, chicken fingers.
Nigga, I can't stream for 10 hours just reacting. Like the idea of doing a 10-hour stream is such a fucking challenge to me at this point. I'm gonna do it eventually. I'm gonna get all the way up to the 24-hour challenge and all that. But to be eating the whole time? What?
Seafood to thousands of her followers. Pan Xiaoting from China died last week from a suspected stomach tear while gorging on 22 pounds of food.
Her stomach tore?
Including
fuck! Imagine your stomach, bro. Your actual stomach rips inside you and now food is spilling into your body, bro. Oh my God.
To be chocolate cake. Okay, important detail. So the story was that she literally died midstream, right? Meaning she's dying in front of an audience of like hundreds, maybe thousands of people. And the news stories had all these crazy details like this. Autopsy results revealed that her stomach had become severely deformed and filled with undigested food, suggesting that her stomach could have burst, causing stomach acid and food to leak into her abdomen. Shocking, terrifying. Yet you look into it, you cannot find the footage of the stream. You can't even find her. I saw a bunch of different pictures posted, kind of look like a different lady. Like if you look at the face, the eyes are all cut off, but it looks like a different lady in every single one. When you look up Pan Xiaoting on Google, it says Chinese professional pool player. But one detail, this woman right here, she appeared to be in multiple of the photos on different news sites. But guess what? She is still very much alive. She is posting content on Douyin, aka Chinese TikTok. The real Chinese TikTok, not normal TikTok. She is posting content on there literally to this day. Okay, she is alive. See, there she is. She's wearing a meat shirt, eating macaroni and cheese. It's really hard to navigate this account or even figure out her name. But yeah, that whole thing seems to have been a hoax.
Wow.
Where it comes from or who made it or how it got onto different news sites.
That's crazy,
I have no
bro.
idea,
Don't tell me that's the before and after. Bro, that's crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? That's insane, bro.
That became real news. I don't see any way that this.
Wow, look what she did.
This is real. The other people did actually die though, from a mukbang or mukbang related complications. And the most interesting story here to me was this one. Filipino content creator suffers cardiac arrest and dies after fried chicken mukbang.
Mukbang nga ba talaga ang dahilan ng kanyang kamatayan? Mukbang. Yeah.
This was posted by an actual news company. Dude, the teeth, the booms on the t-shirt, who edited this clip? And thinking about Dongs was he looked perfectly healthy, but he was filming content like this every single day. And it turned out that he had, I think it was high blood pressure, something like that. Something that basically was like, yeah, you shouldn't be mukbanging, but was mukbanging anyway. So even though he didn't look unhealthy, he was literally putting himself at risk by making content like this.
Yeah, that's what they say about hypertension, bro. It's a silent killer. You could be lean even and fucking have a heart attack, bro. You could have clogged arteries and be relatively slim. So don't think just because you're not overweight, you can get away with living like that, man.
And there's just no question that a lifestyle like this takes a toll on your body. We've all consumed too much food on the holidays, but now like imagine going and doing that every single day for 5 years. It's truly a crazy way to live. And I do think that there will probably be more deaths. It actually kind of reminds me of, I just finished reading this book on Alexander the Great. And in the book, he's holding these ridiculous feasts that end up devolving into eating contests, including at one point a wine drinking contest, which I mean, everyone had fun and everything, but then 30 people died like a week later. And the person that won that contest also died. So yeah, overconsumption is problematic. And I feel like someone who puts this into perspective kind of scientifically is Matt Stoney. Really good example of someone who actually does this truly responsibly and what that means and what it takes.
This is a lot. This is, I mean, no, it's actually not that much. It's only 7.5 pounds of food. It's less than 8,000 calories, just about 8,000. It shouldn't be that hard. It's gonna be hot.
The contrast between Matt Stoney and your average mukbanger is disturbingly large, okay? Matt Stoney is a professional competitive eater, and he acts like a professional. And in order to be a competitive eater, he literally trains for it like any other sport.
You know, I'm doing my cardio, I'm doing my weights. I'm no Superman or anything, you know, it's a pretty normal diet, especially around contest time. You know, I'm cutting back, I'm eating pretty minimal between practices and whatnot. But, you know, like in the off season, I'm just normal guy, just eating normal food.
He literally has to
Bro got all them glizzies in his mouth. That's crazy. That's a crazy bit, man.
keep himself in good physical shape in order to do his job properly, even though that job is eating a lot of food. And even beyond that, he actually trains to be able to fit all that food into his stomach. He doesn't show up to the plate and just go. He literally trains himself up. Like, he is preparing his stomach for the food he's about to eat. And from looking around, I learned that there is
Yeah, I got way more respect for a guy like Matt Stone or Stoney or however you say bro's name for Matt. But even that shit seems sick as fuck to me, bro. I ain't gonna lie. It's a circus act. And I don't mean that in a disparaging way. It's like niggas who are fucking juggling shit on a wire 20 feet in the sky. It's just the spectacle of it that makes it entertaining. And so I'm not hating on it or anything. But that just also seems like, man, to be putting your stomach through that can't be good for you either, man. Even if he's not doing it every day. But he seems like he's all right. So I don't know. Maybe it's not that big a deal.
a whole science to it for competitive eaters. There's an art to getting the food down quickly.
Your stomach expands and actually does push all of your organs out of the way. This right here, that's 50 hot dogs.
You can see what I mean. You gotta train for this shit. You can't just show up and stuff a whole clown car full of food down your throat. So yeah, on one side you have these competitive eaters who are literally training for
Bro, that looks so painful.
for this lifestyle. And on the other side, you have mukbangers casually eating this all in their car. I saw this one clip of Matt Stoney. I lost it. Maybe I'll be able to find it by the time I'm editing it. But it was a clip of Matt Stoney who had like literally EMT standing by so he didn't die on his 21st birthday. Seems a little bit different than what's going on with the mukbangs. But that's how serious these professional eaters are taking it, because that hot dog stomach is no joke. But then on the other side, you have people who just show up, start eating a big pile of food like this in their car and call it content. Unless, of course, they're not eating this food at all. Unless, of course, they're faking it.
Yeah. I was literally thinking, bro, if I was gonna do it. Now, you can't fake it on stream. But if you're just making short form content, 30 to 60 second videos, and you're just showing you taking bites, bro, you can make it look like you ate a whole pizza when in reality you just ate 1 or 2 slices. And then you rake in the views, you rake in the money. I'm sure that's what a lot of these people are doing.
There's a clip this person forgot to edit out. She spits it out mid-chew into what's assumed to be an off-camera garbage can. Then usually would just cut this clip out after.
The jig is up. So y'all mean to tell me we've been getting bamboozled all this time? Y'all been putting all this food in our face.
Y'all really thought that all this shit was real? Come on, man. It's the internet.
Making us hungry and y'all really spitting the food out, wasting it. It's stupid to me when y'all could literally just be eating a regular serving and satisfying the people the same way. I don't know where this gluttony came from in the first place. It's a sin, you know that, right? Overindulging in this food and really y'all capping, y'all spitting it out.
But there's been a lot of drama over the last few years as people have started to realize that mukbangs are mostly fake. Mukbangers have really just been faking the content they create all along, making you think they're eating a ridiculous amount in one shot, when in reality, they have it set up so they can spit it out without you noticing it. Here is a really good example of someone's account who actually made me mad. This person's entire shtick is eating a fish tank full of food. Here is her eating 200 hot dogs. Now, it's funny that we have a clip of her eating all those hot dogs because we literally just saw that hot dog stomach and what it takes to really jam it all in there. Something tells me that she is not quite as uncomfortable as the mannequin in that thing there. Now, here she is making up a thing of 10 pounds of mashed potatoes and gravy. And you see that there? Do not attempt. Performed by a professional. That would be so cold and crappy by the time you got that far into it. And the comments are all like, please don't hurt yourself for views. This is an absurd amount of food. It's not worth it, babe. Your health should be a priority over views. There's no way you felt okay after this. She's also been known to dabble in eating entire gigantic cakes for dinner, with a whole story about how she has free will so she can eat this cake, and it was 4,000 calories.
There it is. I caught it. I caught the finesse.
With a whole story about how she has free will.
Here, let's go through this shit frame by frame. Because when it's all sped up, it it kind of gives you the perception that she's eating it.
Like, please don't hurt yourself for views.
But if we look at this shit frame by frame, bro.
Babe, your health should be a priority over views. There's no way you felt okay after this. She's also been known to.
Let's see. Look, right? She got the food. Bro, you don't get to see her actually put that shit in her mouth, bro. We don't got to pause that because it's a lady. Look, she just go from there to here. She could be spitting this shit out every bite, bro. Look, what? Bro, people are getting finessed by these mukbangers. Okay, I thought I saw her spin some out. That was just her putting down her water jug. But still. Bro, you don't get to see her put any food in her mouth at all. Ever. Now, obviously. But she could just be taking little bites. This is what they do in movies, by the way. Whenever you see a movie and there's a scene where somebody's eating, a lot of times they have to take multiple shots, right? They're not eating that burger 10 times. You know, so they take a bite, they're chewing, they spit it out. That's all these people are doing, man.
The cakes for dinner.
And that's how they stay skinny.
With a whole story about how she has free will so she can eat this cake. And it was 4,000 calories and she doesn't know if she regrets the decision, etc., etc., etc. Here's the thing though. She is not eating this food. And for proof, here is a clip of her drinking 500 cups of Prime. Prime is an electrolyte drink. If you drank all of that, your heart would stop. You would die. You would literally die. And at first, I kind of thought these fish tank videos were kind of like, she's like, yeah, I'm just making content. That was the vibe. Like, they were so obviously fake that it's like, you know, she knows, we know, you know, it's not real, but she's just making videos. But then I saw that she posted this, okay? This was really wild to me.
So a lot of people keep asking me how I maintain such a healthy metabolism. I've honestly always been born with a healthy metabolism, but there is something I do to support a healthy metabolism. I use Bloom.
This is just what works for me, but I was also born with a fast metabolism. The mango flavor is best, IMO. So people must have asked her, oh, how do you eat all this?
Wow,
and still
she
stay
finessed
the same
it.
size?
She finessed it into a brand deal. She got a sponsorship with Bloom. Oh, wow.
She's eating, again, remember, literal fish tanks full of food, and she responds through a combination of fast metabolism and Bloom. It doesn't say ad anywhere, but I'm gonna go ahead and assume that that's a sponsorship. So you're telling people that you're eating literal fish tanks through a sponsorship and a fast metabolism. Nice. But yeah, eventually she was caught spitting out one of these 5 Costco chicken bakes she was apparently eating for dinner. So yeah, she got caught. But people are still watching her videos, commenting, and thinking that these fish tank videos are real, and they're getting her views. I just can't stand that she lied about it. Like, I just feel like that is just so unnecessary, and likely lied through a sponsorship. Like, what? What she's really doing is likely spending several hours making 10 pounds of carbonara, chewing it up and spitting it out off camera, and doing that day in, day out as her chosen vocation. But ironically, as unhealthy
I can't knock the hustle, though. I can't knock the hustle.
It's toxic as
it's just when you get caught, you get caught. The jig's up.
Doing all that is, it actually probably is the healthiest way to be a mukbanger. Because if you were truly buying a massive pile of food and eating it all on camera every single day, you're monetizing not only what appears to be
all that wasted food. That ain't a big deal, bro. Abundance mindset. Also, you think that ain't putting a dent in the amount of food that gets wasted every day by not just restaurants and grocery stores that throw out literally hundreds of pounds of food every single day, but even just us. Most people end up throwing away a decent percentage of the food that they buy. Now, I would say my family is pretty efficient. We don't throw away that much food. But when I was younger, bro, you buying packs of chicken, packs of meat, buying fruits and vegetables, a lot of that shit go bad, bro. And you throwing that shit away too. So I ain't gonna get up on no moral high horse talk about, wasting food. Like, nigga, half of the food that we grow in this country gets thrown away, I'm pretty sure.
Unhealthy behavior, but clinically unhealthy behavior. I cannot go into specifics because of YouTube, but you're monetizing something that looks an awful lot like what people go to therapy for. And if you're attracted to this as your full-on career path, there is a good chance you might have some issues surrounding food. One of the biggest questions people have online is, how do people do this job and stay in shape? What do the mukbangers who don't fake the clips do to maintain their body size? Because if you put those calories in, they do have to come out somehow. You're not just eating all this food and staying the same size.
I wish I could eat a 20-pound Chipotle burrito and still look like that. Girl, me too. I'm at the gym every single day. If I didn't work out,
You can't outwork a bad diet. That's how you know this is cat.
and I was eating those giant burgers and giant
Yeah, you see, she has all those cuts. Look, you see those cuts in her videos? That's where she spit out the food. She ain't eating that shit, bro. All of them are fucking lying, bro. Look, she go from here to here. If they're the only way I'll ever believe a mukbang is if there are no cuts. No cuts. That's the only one I want to watch. And I don't really want to watch him like that. But if I'm gonna watch him, it's gotta be either a live stream or 0 cuts, bro. From start to finish.
giant burgers and giant burritos.
If I see a single cut, I'm just gonna assume it's fake.
I wouldn't even fit in the Stairmaster.
Like that. Look how much progress she made in those 2 cuts. She went from having all that shit, a fucking half a quesadilla or some shit on her plate with something in her hand. Well, I guess that's what she picked up there, huh? But still, what happened to this piece? We don't get to see what happened to this piece. She could have just threw that away. Moved on to this one. Telling you, bro, this shit's whack.
Get up, go to the gym every day.
It's not bloom, and it's not a fast metabolism. I think the overall impression that's given is, ooh, I just eat like this and I look like this. And unfortunately, I can't go much into this because, again, YouTube, it really does not like you talking about stuff like this. Even this whole video, what we've discussed this far, that could be too problematic, seriously. With where YouTube is at right now, I swear to God, which is absolutely deranged because you can film it, you can upload it, you can monetize it, you can literally make a career off of it on YouTube, but you can't go into the specifics about talking about the reality of it. You know what video that just got demonetized of mine? Secret Eaters, the Dawn episode, okay? As if it's toxic to talk about a woman being framed for eating an entire jar of mayonnaise. Like, are you serious? There are bigger fish to fry, YouTube, okay? Not to mention, I feel like it's a good time I can finally say rip to the ticks video.
Okay, all right. I think we're going off track here. It's a serious situation. Of course, the greatest threat is some fucking 16, 17, 18-year-old who wants to become a famous whatever the fuck on TikTok and sees this mukbang niche as a viable way to do that. But they believe that you actually gotta eat the food. And so they start eating the food and get really overweight, get sick and die. And even if they are faking it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure they're eating a portion of it. Eating that kind of unhealthy food on a regular basis, even if they're not eating an egregious amount like they're trying to portray, still, that's not healthy. And we see people are still dying from it. People are still gaining weight from it. So, you know, even when they fake it, I think they just fake it to the degree that they need to so that they don't fucking throw up and feel sick. But they're probably eating the food, a portion of it at least. And so you can't eat like that on a daily basis and not get sick from that shit, man. All that grease. I'm getting nauseous just thinking about that shit.